Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumin and today we're having a look at Exoprimal. Exoprimal is an online, team-based action game that pits humanity's cutting-edge exosuit technology against history's most ferocious beasts, dinosaurs. Yeah, it's robots versus dinosaurs. It's basically every kid's dream game. Or, in this day and age, every adult's dream game too. It's a fantastic idea. I love it. I think that the idea sells itself. You do also get to customize your character in this for what it's worth. Even though you're going to spend most of the game in an exosuit, you get to customize your pilot. I will say, you get to see your pilot in cutscenes from time to time. You do spend a little bit of time seeing your character's face and or body. So don't just like jump in here and select the first thing and carry on. Just pay a little bit of attention to it. It deserves a little bit of your attention because there are some pretty cool models here. And again, you do get to see your character from time to time. Don't just skip through it because you think you're going to be in a suit all the time. That said, if there's any exosuit customization or if there's any like cool suits to look at and stuff like that, I'll do a separate video for that. This one, however, focused on the pilots. If you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about this game, hey, there are some links below. I've got you covered. On top of that, there will be timestamps. Not that many of them, but there will be some. We're going to start right now by looking at the presets. Everything's thrown together here. There's no male or female separately, although there are obviously male and female models. They're not split. The customization's all together. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. First things first, however, as I said, presets. Let's have a peek. I'm also going to mention, right at the start here, that the graphical settings are locked at this. I can't change whatever they're on right now because once you jump into the game, you can't actually come back and recreate or recustomize your character. There's no way to do that currently. Maybe that'll be a thing in the future. Maybe you'll be able to do that, but right now you can't. So just know that you might be able to set the graphics higher and the models might look a little better then. This hair looks fantastic. It's not quite Hogwarts Legacy level hair, but it's almost there. It looks kind of nice. Like model detail here is fantastic. It's really good. Did they have to put that hairstyle on the white female character? That's just unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, there's good variation too, and to be perfectly honest with you, the facial hair looks decent. Yeah. Like, that's some decent stubble. I wonder if there are beards, like proper beards. I just don't see this game having beards. That's kind of nice as well. Some slightly younger looking faces, some slightly older looking faces. Very cool. Trendy hairstyles. Like, what more could you want? Huh. Yeah. And because they've locked everything, I shouldn't say locked, I should say lobbed everything together, you can do any hairstyle with any face, be it a male or female face. You can sort of mix and match. You are who you are. And I kind of dig that about this game. I think that games are sort of moving towards that a little more nowadays. And in many situations, it is just a good fit. That is, however, it for the presets. You may have realized that they cover most of the major ethnicities here. You get sort of a good selection. I think that you should be able to find something that you like. And if you just want sort of a quick and dirty look at what's available, this right here is it. This is it. You can sort of see that you can make a whole lot of different types of characters and that you have a whole lot of different options. Let's jump into the actual customization. First up, face. So, this right here is pretty easy to explain. And it's quite easy to see if you pay attention to it. Basically, the faces are sort of locked to the presets that we just saw. Right? So first two there, next two, and so on and so forth, right? So basically, it's what they suggest you use for, you know, that ethnicity, that character, that whatever. But you can do whatever you want with it. One thing I will say, I don't really like the idea of not being able to change the skin color. So the one thing is like you are picking this one, you want this face, but you want to change the skin color? Nah, well, you're shit out of luck. There's no option for that, unfortunately. You are picking the face and the skin color together. While I understand the reasoning behind that, I don't understand locking it. So again, you sort of get in what you get in. There's no real sculpting of the face. There's no real changing of the way it looks, which I want to say on a separate point is actually fine. But the skin color, man, I feel like for many people that might be a deal breaker. And you may have noticed that we keep in the same sort of look while we're just changing the face. It's kind of weird, actually. Let's pick this one. Okay. Actually, no, wait, this one. Just because a few things that I'm going to be doing now might need that. Eye colors. Now, it's kind of hard to see the eye color changing on some of the colors. I have gone through these options to sort of just take a peek at what's available, but others, like this one, for instance, are quite bright. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like this, and this, they're all so close to one another. They're just not bright. They're not vibrant enough. But then when you get to these last few where they have heterochromia, then you can sort of see a nice difference between them. But it's mostly just because they have a red eye over there and a yellow eye over there. Like, that's the reason you can see a difference between them. It's the only reason, to be honest. So I would take one of these colorful ones just because it gives you more bang for your buck, as it were. And then we're going to move on to hair. The hairstyles, not that many, but I will say that the hair quality is quite nice. Like, it looks good. I don't know if there's really any hair physics. I sort of doubt it, but the styles themselves are pretty nice. We're going to go through the styles, then we'll look at the colors. And you can see that the styles sort of effortlessly fit onto the face that you've picked, onto the model that you go in with. That part, at least, is perfect. That's great. Like, there's no complaints from me there. No complaints. Not a single one. It's the other stuff I want to complain about. That's a cool hairstyle. Why is that not one of the featured ones? Damn. Okay. Big hair. Let's check the colors out. It's quite nice. Yeah, I feel like the presets are, I want to say, a little boring, because I see some of the hair colors here are quite nice. Yeah, see, why is this not one of the presets? The red and the pink are nice. They have some colors here, but you'll notice that they're missing a few. They have the green, but they don't really have the blue. And, like, the black is... It might just be the game, but the black doesn't feel all that black. I don't know. And then, like, the blondes and the yellows, you know, they're okay. They're okay. But I do like the fact that they at least have some color here. It actually reminds me a bit of Hogwarts Legacy, where they ended up giving you some nice, like, pinks and purples, but the other colors were sort of left by the wayside. There's a little bit of jiggle physics on the hair. That's all right. Okay, so I'm going to put this on, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Let's make it black. Then we're going to go to facial hair. Now I'll show you that you can actually put the facial hair on the feminine faces if that's what you'd like. You can do that. And it sort of looks out of place. Understandably, it looks a little out of place. But the beauty of this system is that you can sort of pick the one that you want. You can lock it in. And then you can go back and you can just change the face to the one you want. And then it looks more natural. There you go. So there's an upside to it. On facial hair, you can also change the color separately. So if you'd like, you can have yourself a purple beard. You can have yourself a green beard. And that's fine. You know? That's just fine. One thing I did notice as well is that there's no real light hair colors. Like, there's no grays. You know? I say light. There's this one. But, like, it's more of like a... Isn't that... I can't really tell. I want to say it's like... That's maybe like an ash blonde. There's no white or gray. Anyway, makeup. You got a few makeup patterns here. Mostly around the eyes. Some on the lips. There you go. Nothing too crazy. And then there are some scars. I think the scars are the best part. Because they actually look quite nice. They are very decent sort of, I want to say scar models, representations of scars, and personally, I feel like they don't look out of place. In some games, they look majorly out of place. In this, they have that cool factor attached to them, and yeah, you can sort of make it work. Even this one. And it also makes sense. I mean, you're fighting against dinosaurs, so you're bound to pick up a few scars. I kind of dig it. I'm not sure if this was like a half-hearted attempt at apoplegia or whatever, but like, it's like, there it is. Whatever that is. Maybe it's some like acid spit from a dinosaur or something. I don't know, man. Let's put these ones on. They're cool. It makes me feel like The Witcher. Paint. The face paint is, well, you'll see. It's okay. It's all right. It's sort of, look, it's all going to be random because like you don't really have a heritage. You don't really have a theme. You don't really have anything that you go in with here. It's sort of just random stuff that they put together that they thought, I suppose, looked cool. It is whatever. But, you know, it looks all right regardless. And the fact that you can change the color on it, they got different sort of curated colors, I think makes a big difference. I feel that on the presets, they could have also just included some of these to make it look cooler, you know? But let me show you. So the colors on these, if I zoom in, pretty minor, but they are there. It's all right. It's like most of them are at least 1 or 2 toned, which is kind of cool. Some of them naturally look better in certain colors. Depends obviously on your skin color as well. Like, you know, I say skin color, but it depends on the face you pick. That's obviously how you get a skin color. As I said, 2-toned. These are sort of the militaristic ones. It's kind of okay. And then these ones as well, 2-toned. You don't usually see this one in 2 tones, which is kind of nice. So yeah, it's okay. Like, do I think that these are like worth using? I mean, that's sort of debatable. Like, I do think that looks kind of cool. It ends up looking a little derpy that it goes over the one eye and then up over the one eyebrow and like, yeah. I mean, that's now this specific one. And some of the others end up looking cool, but like you got to combine it with different tattoos to make it work and so on and so forth. So for now, we get rid of that. And we shall move on to the final section. Pilot suit color. This one explains itself. It literally explains itself. The colors, names are there. We've got dark green. I think that's the base one. It's sort of the default one. And the suit looks really cool. Like the model of the suit's great. Red and purple. Blue and crimson. There's orange and white. That's my favorite of the bunch, I think. Black and red. Pink and blue. Light blue and dark green. Green and white. Navy and grey. And finally yellow and violet. It's alright. It's alright. As I said, I like the orange and white one. I don't know why. It reminds me of something that makes me happy. I can't place it. Ice cream, maybe? I don't know. There's no randomization. You can, at the end here, I'll show you, turn the helmet on. It sort of changes along with this, which is cool. I want to say it's sort of all right. It's mostly the same. It's sort of a shiny, I want to say, metallic texture on there. And it looks cool. Yeah, it's nice. But it doesn't really change that much. Now, in terms of the options and stuff they have available, I will say as the outro here that it is a little disappointing, but I guess the idea of the pilot and the customization of it and stuff like that, it's a bit of an afterthought in that you're going to be spending most of your time in the exosuit anyway. So the fact that you get to customize it at all, that's a plus, that's a bonus. Let's look on the bright side here. The models look great. I'm going to say that. The hair textures are kind of nice. Again, I want to mention one more time, I could not go into the game to max my graphics out. I usually do that for all my games and all my videos. I usually max the graphics so you can get a good look at the high detail character models. In this, I think that the settings are all hanging around high. They're not on ultra, but they are on high, which is a decent look at what's available. So I will say that could have changed things a little bit, but regardless of that, the models and stuff, they do look nice. Like, you have some decent variety here. It would have been cool if they had a randomized just to be able to, like, sort of flick through a bunch of them and see what you like or don't like. But, yeah, there are some glaring, I'm not going to say issues, but there are some glaring things here that make this a little harder to like. The skin color thing bothers me greatly. The fact that you have the faces locked to the skin colors. It's sort of an easy way to do something like this, but it kind of makes it super duper limited. If there wasn't that limitation in place, if they just removed that single limitation, if they just put a little skin color option down here, that would greatly improve my perception of this system. But overall, yeah, it's all right. Not a huge amount, but I don't think you need a huge amount in a game like this. So I'll leave you guys with that. If you guys have been playing Exoprimal, I'd love to hear what you think about the game itself, because I'm considering jumping in. It's going to be on Game Pass, so that's fantastic. Let me know. Let me know if you made a character here that you actually like. Let me know what you think about the options available and all the rest. You can, as always, check back here soon for more. Give this one a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it when you do. Most importantly, happy creating those characters. Happy that.